Yo, Mara, I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear me, but cause I'm gonna mute my mic so that way it doesn't come through in the background. But I'm gonna just go and show you how I work through a beat or whatever, and then um and then you can ask questions or whatever. But I'm gonna let my phone charge, so give me 2 seconds. If you got any if you got any questions or whatever, just type in the chat and I'll respond to them. So. And if it's too loud, let me know in the chat too, because I can't hear what you're hearing. So, but I'm gonna just work through it. I'm gonna show you, and I got the default template up, that same thing that you're using. I kind of wanna. I don't know what I want to do. I think I'm gonna go through some ARPs. These are just random sound packs that I get that I find online. That's kind of loud for me, doggy. I think this is, bro. This is by far the hardest ARP that I heard in this pack. This is. You let me know which one you want me to do. I'll do this one if you want. Hey, let me know what ARP you want me to do? I kind of want to do an ARP because I don't feel like going deep and down into a beat. Oh, what you can't hear? What? Hold on. I'm a fix it. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. All right, now you should be able to hear both of us. All right. So I was going through the ARPs to see which one I should use, and what I came up with was this one. This fire. You let me know if you let me know which sound you want me to use. I'll use that one. Or if you want me to like go deep and down into the depths, I'll do that. But that ARP is nice, doggy. Let me know. Let me know. Slow it down. 140 is like the most common for like trap music or like hip hop. And honestly, like 140 is slow. Usually I'm at like 160, which is like the hype, but not with that ARP. You feel me? So, all right, I'm gonna try that one. I'm gonna show you. We're just gonna go for C. So we'll go down to our root note is C. So we'll just drag it out to there, and we'll just make it repeat for 4 bars. So like I was saying, that one's already routed to this mixer channel 6. Is my first thing. So that's going into my instruments. You can see it drawn out right here over to the instrument bus, and that's already compressed. And it's going to be compressed to the master as well. So we're kind of double compressing, but it's all right. It'll buff out. It'll buff. You feel me? But let's keep working through it. So that's our ARP. So that ARP is more. So we're gonna drag it out to all 4 bars, and then we're gonna delete these extras. So that we're just gonna work with this 4-bar mix just to show you. We may switch it up. Actually, we are gonna switch it up. We're gonna drag it out to 8 bars. So we'll go over here and we'll do we'll keep that same pattern because it's the same instrument. So we'll copy that and we'll drag it over to the next 4 bars. Which my time is going to be a little bit off because I always edit my timing. So just zoom in, drag it over. And if you, I'm just going to take it up to the next C. We're going to keep it in the root note C. So that's one thing you need to do. Make sure everything's on key if you're making a beat. So this is what it's at so far. That may be too high. It may be too high, but we'll see. We'll see. So we're just gonna stay in that Cold Beats Nexus pack. So we got the ARP down. We're gonna add some more instruments. Some of them don't work. So it was a free pack, so I'm not tripping about it. But I want something that would like punch, like some brass stabs. Turn that delay down. We'll do like a 1 beat. We're just gonna turn the delay off completely. No, we're gonna turn it to a half beat. And we'll do a stereo. We like stereo everything. Stereo sounds good because it comes from both speakers. So we'll do a 1 bar. We'll keep it on the root note of C. So just basics, we'll go to C to E, E to G. We may use some minors, but we'll mainly use that. I'm gonna try to keep it as trappy as possible. Sometimes I like to get into the instruments. So, but I'm gonna start fast forward and just working through it. We're gonna keep that second part of the beat for later. So we're gonna make it repeat that first part. You may hit an F. I like that delay. see it. So as I keep cloning this same pack or whatever right here, um, as I clone it, it's gonna copy everything I have that whatever thing I clone. So it's gonna have all these same mixer channels, but I'll go ahead and switch it. So we're gonna route that to both of these to 7 because these are my low end kind of like you want to punch that low end and kind of make it nasty and whatever for trap. So for for this next one, we're gonna go to 8 because we're gonna so we got the hits or the low end kind of instruments down, and we got the high end with the ARP. So we hit the low, we hit the highs. We're gonna try to find some brass, see if we can get like in the middle, mids, a little bit of everything, and that's just keeping your sound interesting. Um, so we'll see. And I told you I try to keep it like we're gonna. That's too strong. It sounds kind of computerized. We'll find something. Um, all right, so I know I said I was gonna keep it in this cold beats one, but I think let me see what she said. Explain how you connect the channel rack to the mixer. The channel rack is automatically connected to the mixer, so where we at? So the channel rack, these numbers is with the it's already on the mixers. And the template I sent you is this first sound was already in here, so it's already routed to the mixer. So that's why it has a number. If it doesn't have a number next to it, that means it's not in the mixer. But I'm just trying to just kind of show you how I run through a beat or whatever. But yeah, if you got any more questions, let me know. I should have. Let me check on here to see if I'm recording. I wasn't recording so far. I can if you want me to, though. I don't want to I didn't want to record it because it's going to be such a large file. But I can if you really want me to. It may it may affect because it's trying to stream and record at the same time. But I don't know. I can try if you want me to. All right, let's try it. You said yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and record it. But yeah, what I was saying, so like this is still at 140 BP. This is still at, sitting at 140 BPM, which that's really like the typical 160. 160 is, I wouldn't use it for this, specifically this beat, because that ARP would be really fast and it wouldn't sound trappy. But 140, half of 140 is, I don't know. I don't do math. 70. So it's technically at 70 BPM. We're kind of in double time. Typically, it's at half speed. So if you're like to an artist, to like a somebody that's writing lyrics, I would say this beat is 70 BPM. Just because usually we double time it when making like trap beats, and 160 may not sound appealing to an artist, but we'll keep working through. I'm gonna see if I can add some brass to this. I'm gonna play around a little bit. Show me how you separated the 3 sounds in the channel rack into the piano roll. I'm trying to figure out. Show me how you separated the 3 sounds in the channel rack into the piano roll. So I'm still. I'm still doing. Um, I'm still on the same pattern. So all of this is in this pattern. So this pattern one that I have over here is completely. This is all it is. So these are all the sounds together, and I'll show you how I separate it. I just like to hear everything together, just to make sure. Um, everything flows with notes and stuff. And the reason I do that is because you can see like the other notes that I put in here for the other instruments. So that helps me. So that helps me kind of see where my notes are and stuff to make sure everything is on key. Sorry, just throwing my email in the chat. I'm not sure who it is, but can you do some feedback on the track of mine? It's only the demo for the drop, and I don't know what to improve. Send me the email, bro. I love collabs. A lot of time I don't share my work, and a lot of it just goes to my buddies that I have back home. But see what did I lose? Did I? I'm trying to find, where was I? I was trying to find some brass, and I was saying I think I was gonna keep it in there, but I think I'm gonna go out this pack and go to Big Orchestra because they have really nice brass and stuff in here. So Epic Anthem. That may soften it a little bit. I don't want to soften it. Go some bells. Let's play it. Let's listen to it. I don't think we should add bells because that ARP has a lot of bells in it. Kind of like it's like some airy brass. But Vito, did that explain your question? Did I explain that well? I can't think of a counter melody with that brass. I'm sorry. I get carried away sometimes. I'm trying to find another instrument though. To kind of counter that ARP melody. Oh, that might be it. Smooth and light. I don't know. I can't think of another. I can't think of something else to like. I can't think of something else to like counter that. Let's just delete that. We're just gonna go off these. Let's see what the whole thing sounds like. So we're gonna go with that. We're just gonna use that as the main beat. Later on, once you start progressing and building it out, you kind of get more ideas. But we'll jump that hurdle when it comes. If you don't know who Cal Beats are, a melody or a chord, I'll show you some more beats that I have, but I kind of want to like work through this just to show you everything from scratch. If you don't know who Cal Beats is, he made this pack. He's straight fire. No free promotion though, but I use a lot of his sounds. So these are all his sounds, and then I use a lot of Visions. Visions is a good pack to have. They have a lot of packs on their website if you go to the Visions pack. But we'll do a basic snare. We won't do his because his snares he produces all types of music, and his snares are not like trap snares. I don't want to snare, I don't want to snap on a snare. All right, I'm really indecisive today, if you can't tell. Lil Peep is decent too. He is a I just want some. Okay, we'll go to Lex Luger. It's just really bassy snares. We'll do an offbeat snare for that one. I like that. Yeah, I like that. It's short and choppy. So what I'll do here on my playlist, once I get all my sounds how I want them, I like to separate everything so I can have quick control. So go down here, I just right click, split by channel. It'll break all these sounds down. So to keep it organized, what I do is I'll go to the sound, and I just name it something, whatever it is, ARP, main melody, and then this one, I'll go to the pattern. So that's the strings. So we'll do main strings, and then we'll do this one. Oh, didn't mean to color it, but that's fine. So we'll do, that one was the low piano. And then we'll do the mixing for our volumes and everything later. Of course, you don't want, like I was saying, you don't want everything on 0. And we did a little because I turned down, like, for example, this one, nope, not that one. This one, nope. This one I did turn down the volume a little, so I did it in there. I don't normally, but we'll go through. I kind of want to get to the drums. I'm a little excited. So we'll do this one as the offbeat snare. And if you got any suggestions, let me know in the chat. I'm still kind of watching. I may not see it right away, but I'll see it down there. So this one I wanted to make a offbeat melody. So it's gonna be a little hard. I'm gonna have to listen to it. So I'm just making this offbeat melody. I shouldn't call it a melody, it's a drum pattern. I cannot get that copy and paste down either, apparently. So we'll delete it and start over. Cut the metronome and we got the beat. So some of your sounds, they come with whatever volume whoever saved them. Always go to auto so it keeps the pitch, because some of these will change the pitch. So go to auto, normalize it, and you saw that volume, go up quite a bit. And then I'll throw this over in the drums. I don't know how it's gonna sound, but we'll add that as the main clap right there on that 1, 2 on that third beat. So this beat, sometimes it's different. Sometimes if you have a slower beat, it'll be on the 2 and the 4. So right there, but for this tempo and this beat, it falls on the 3. Usually 140 and above is on the 3. Just because they're faster. We'll keep it in the, I don't like, Lex Luger, this pack for the bass and stuff. I'm just using 808. This is a bell from Andromeda. I think that's how you say it. We'll throw that clap and snare. I like my snare on 15 and we'll push that to 14, and I like my 808 and my kicks on 13, so like right next to each other. We'll push it one more actually. So 15 and 16 we'll leave the kick. So that's the 808. We'll leave the kick for 14, which will be right next to it, just so it can punch a little harder. While we're here, we'll go ahead and normalize it. It's already normalized. We'll put it on auto. Here you can hit self cut. It self cuts at 4 beats, so that way it doesn't bleed into each other. You can experiment with it. So, or you can just go here and hit cut itself, and it'll cut itself automatically instead of having to go there. So we're still on the same pattern. We're still on the same drum pattern. What you want to do is just go in your piano roll. It's going to hit on the 1, of course. My velocity I usually turn up a little bit just for the 808s. We'll listen to it and see where it goes. So we got the main. Actually, you want a clean snare so it doesn't collide and sound mushy with your 808. So you want a short, simple, sweet kick. So we'll go under here, go to our piano roll. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate that. I'm gonna keep that snare and clap, but I'm gonna go ahead and right click and cut the 808 and start a new pattern. So we'll do the 808. We'll do the 808 pattern. So then we'll go up here, right click, paste it. We'll hit paste on that. So what I do here is the kick, you don't need it to change pitch on the kick. The kick, you always want it to be punchy and on that root note of C. Say if we're playing that melody in A, we go down in A, so that way it's on key. We'll see what it sounds like. We won't see what it sounds like because it's not even in the playlist. And with the kick, you can add extras and you won't really notice until you listen to it. I'm gonna change that kick. I don't like it. Just play around with it. So we'll write that it sounds quiet because it's not being compressed in that drum bus. So it's gonna be 14, which I set a save for it. So right there, it's equaled out with our 808. Still not satisfied with it, but let's move on. Hi-hats. Hi-hats are dope. So we'll just give me 1 second, Mark. Let me see if I can. Let me see something real quick. Are you still with me? Mar? Oh, I disabled the chat. My bad, fam. Hold on. Let me. Damn it. I don't know what I did. Why did I mess with it? Shouldn't have messed with it. But I know what it is. Let me get the chat back up. Oh, fuck. All right, my bad. I had disabled the chat by mistake. All right, where was I? So for the hi-hats, we're gonna cheat a little for the hi-hats, just because I want to move on to another beat and show you what I've been working on, dog. So we'll go down here. I have a bunch of MIDI visions. I'm telling you, it's a nice pack. They come with a lot of stuff. Unison, they have all the chords. If I want to create something soft, that involves like, a more musical aspect. Pianos, guitars, you name it. I don't know what this is. I've never seen it. It has a bunch of MIDI. It's all MIDI, so it's not actual sounds. But our beat's 140, so I'm gonna go in here. So we'll go under hi-hats. So first we gotta get a hi-hat, to hear the sound, like I was saying, because those are all MIDIs. So I'm just throw random hi-hat in here, like 5. So then here, you can take it and drag it in there. It's already in the playlist because it's in that pack. So let's see. I like it. So what we're gonna do is we'll chop that off because we're not using that part for now. Before we get any further, so this is where I always mess up. Not really mess up. Instead of me having to go down here and split by by whatever channel I have playing, just go in here and cut it. We'll keep the 808 and the kicks together. Make a new playlist or pattern, I should say. Name it hi-hats. Put it down there, and we'll paste that into there. So starting to come along. So we have our ARP, we have our strings, we have our piano, our offbeat snare, our 808, our hi-hats, and I'm telling you, this is super basic. I don't have any like chord progressions. I don't have any nothing. There's nothing really much going on. It's kind of a dull beat in a sense because there's not a lot of instrumentation or anything like that or melodic, features. Just a basic beat that I wanted to show you. The MIDI packs, is that what you're asking is free? It's a good question. I have so much stuff. I at this point I don't know what I paid for, what I didn't pay for. But You can look them up. There's so much online. I'm telling you. Yeah, all the MIDI packs are they make life easy because they have 808 patterns, hi hats, kicks, leads. So if you're brain dead, they can give you like a piano. So like earlier when I was saying I couldn't think of a melody and stuff, and I was just playing around till I figured something out. You can go down here and use these as like templates and then move stuff around, and like I could like all of this I could move if I want to, but you know just depending on what you want. But what I like to do with my hi hats, so like all these like hi hat rolls, zoom in a little, where they I like to pitch them down. That way they kind of accent the track. We'll just do a G for now. See if they sound good. And then we'll move these up to like an F. I don't know. I'm just kind of guesstimating at this point. So. So I'm just looking for a hi-hat, and I think I just found the perfect one. It's that 116. We may pitch it down though because it's a little high. We'll just go ahead and route that to 19. 19, that's track 19. We'll turn it down a little bit because it's not a main function, Like you don't want your beat to focus on the open hat. So we'll just name it open hats. We'll put one down here. This one's simple. We'll turn that velocity back down because that was for our kicks. We'll just make it a 2 bar 2 bar and repeat. That wasn't supposed to happen. Do that to none. I want something a little longer than that one. We'll just replace it. I don't know why that sound is doing that. It has a timing on it. It's just a smidge. Should just take it down to none. It doesn't need to be timed. Just make sure it's on auto. It still sounds. So we'll turn down that ARP just a little. So then all those patterns are just 4 bars. We'll extend them out. The 808, the hi-hat, the open hats, and that I want something. I try to look for stuff that's not already reverbed and stuff. Just use it. I mean, it's already reverbed, which I don't like, but win some, lose some. We'll throw it in right under this snare, and we'll link it with the snare as well. Then we'll go back to our snare pattern. That's where we put it. And then we'll just copy so we can have more of a hit on the instead of the offbeat snare. Well, I don't know what that timing was, but I messed it up. So just. So we're peaking somewhere. You can hear where it's cutting out. So if we do, I just want to listen to our drums real quick. We're not going to focus on mixing and mastering. We'll just turn it down a little bit, hide it. And that comes from having that reverb on it. Without, I can't take it off, so it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll unmute everything. And that's, I mean, that's your that's your beat. That's, hey, I'm making beats. That's your beat. So then what I do is um, have every usually I have a lot more patterns than this because I have like the main beat, the main melody, and then I have like a counter melody and a breakdown melody, and that just comes from however you want to draw your beat out. But what I would probably do from here, make sure you save it because I do stuff where like I don't tend to save things, and then like my computer will restart. Um, I save it as I don't know. Um, I don't have a name. We'll just do a quick trap. But I want to play some of my. I want to play some of my beats, but like that's basically what I do. And then from there, once I have like what I want it to sound like, from there that's when you can start building. So you got to have your building blocks before you can build. So from there I'll start building. So what I'll do is I'll take all of that and I'll figure out what I want to play in the beginning. My intro I usually keep. My intro is typically for, or I can't even count right now. Um, 16 bars, I should say. So remember the ARP was 4. So that's 4. It's just zoomed out, so it looks a little different. So it's 4, 8, 12, 16. So we'll do the intro at 16, then the bass will drop at that 16th beat. So from there, I literally just build the beat. I don't know if you want to watch me do that. Every 16 bars, the beat switches up. So from there, I'll copy that, and that will be, if you want it, that's another 16 bars. So that's 16 intro, 16. You could say chorus if you want. Um, and then from here, that's where your verse where you're bringing the beat back in to, build back up to your chorus. I always believe in like building your beat, not just having like a certain chorus, a certain uh, certain way of doing things. You just kind of play with it and see what you like. Um, then this is like the basic of like just building everything. Um, and then if you wanted two chord or two verses, you put two 16 bar verses or how many ever bars you wanted, for a verse. And sometimes you got to play with it because like once the artists start building a verse, um, your timing may change up, so you may have to cut it and then outro is the same. It's just the intro backwards pretty much. So we'll copy and paste that. I'm using my keyboard shortcuts, so that's why you're not seeing everything. But if you didn't want to use your keyboard, you can highlight it. I just use Control, drag over, and then you can edit, copy, cut, paste, whatever you want to do. I just use all the keyboard shortcuts for that. So we'll say that is the basic beat, but you gotta think about it like that's only a verse, a chorus going into another chorus, and then the outros. That's equaling. That's that's already 2 minutes 42 seconds, so and some change. So like that that beat ends at about two something. But anyways, that's once I lay down the beat and I go up here and doing my equalizing, whatever I want to do. I'll equalize. I'll add filters. Uh, so a big filter that I use a lot. So on that ARP, so we'll solo it real quick. So like what I do a lot to add the effect of building up or whatever. I like to this plugin is like one of my favorites as well. I don't normally use the gain, but we'll take some out just so it's not distorted for the stream. We'll add some color and fatness. And you can kind of hear the difference. Okay, maybe not. It's more of a compressor than anything, to be honest. But I'll do that. I have a couple of different main effects that I use, but these are all my like main things under my effects that I use. A really popular one that I see a lot of people use for their effects and whatnot is the D-Blue glitch. I think that one is actually free as well. But if you want to use it, it has a variety of everything in here. Tape stops, modulators, retriggers, shufflers, reversers, crushers, gators, delays, stretchers. This is like the default preset it comes in. I right click, delete all of those. My master output, I take clipping off. So set it to that, or you can set it to it'll peak and stop the clip. Like a smooth transition, so you just once it's about to peak, it comes back down or whatever. So that's more music theory if you wanna. There's tons of videos on music theory. So what I'll do is I'll let it play, and usually like right before the like at the build-ups, I'll add effects. So real quick, so what we'll do is we'll select these. That's where I want it to start. Let's see what it sounds like. reverser doesn't sound good without everything else going on. But I'm gonna show you what it sounds like real quick. And then I'll add this. Actually, before I do that, I turn the master volume all the way down. I already have the section selected, create animation clip. And then right here, so create it. And then I want it I want it to turn on right before the drop. And this is what it sounds like. So you can hear where that reverser kicked in at. So that's one way you could do it, or you can do the master effect on your on all your instruments. I like really customized control, so I'll throw an effect on that, effect on another instrument, another effect, another effect, another effect, and so forth. So you can just play with it. You can turn on autosave too. Probably a good idea. I haven't because I don't know. But bro, so I was working on like this re-up album for EP, and like an EP is typically like 3-4 tracks, but like I made all these tracks because you never know what the artist wants. So I made 8+ tracks, to include an interlude. Not a lot of people do an interlude for EPs. But this is one of the things I was working on. This is from a long time ago. I shouldn't say a long time ago, but this is a completely finished. This is before I came out with that preset that I sent you. So the mixer preset. I just went really far into this mixer. It's endless. But everything is, you can see it's a lot of processing. It's mastered on the master channel. This has like all the logos. I was just extra bored, I guess. But you can see the intro, 16 bars. It has an intermediate drop, so it has a partial drop, and then it goes into the primary, into the chorus, into the verse. Like that's what I was saying. Like it has a drop, but it's a false drop in a sense. Then it drops into the 16 bars later. I don't have the vocals on here from what he did, but you can see how much is going on with the instruments and all the different patterns and the filters and the effects, the master volume for the effects, and there's just a lot going on, a lot of different combinations of instruments. But I'll let you listen to it. Tell me what you think. It's not. I don't think it's considered trap. But you can see this is all the different patterns I have in here. So chants and all the different variations of the same instrument. They're just going in different patterns just to change it up a little bit. So that's the same instrument. That's the same instrument. That's the same instrument. So you'll see. Tell me what y'all think. So that was one of the beats that I did. That was completely finished. I don't have the vocals. Like I said, I wish I did so I could show you how the vocals were mixed. But he has the final version with the vocals because once his the beat's out of my hand, it's in his. But I don't make any changes to the beat because like a lot of people, I want to release an instrumental once the artist makes a vocal because that just brings more collaboration after the fact. Um, so I mean, it's it's up to you. I like to keep my instrumentals, once the artist makes it. So, but he has that version, and we're not together in the same area, so he has that one. Um, what's another one? You said in the chat I would stick that indent somewhere in the. That could be like a good thing or a bad thing. What are you about to say in the? You got me. Uh, but yeah, that was one I like. Some of these aren't finished, but just because they were still a work in progress and we're kind of working together on them. Um, I had a oh. I'm sorry. That one I don't know. That one was decent. There's just a lot on here that I don't even remember. But yeah, I'm probably about to end it soon to be honest. But that was mainly a lot of the stuff, just the basics and everything. A quick run through. Um, I just want to keep going through these. See what's. So, this is like something soft that I did. It's like bringing back memories. But I used a loop. That's a loop right there in track 7, 6, and 5. I just kind of chopped it up to make it fit where I wanted it to. We gotta stop that real fast. So that loop, I'm gonna just play the loop for you real quick, which is right there. That's all the loop is. Mm-hmm. And then it repeats after this. So I put that loop is on the instrument bus. It has a couple effects on it to make it give that. Get high, John. That's funny. But it has a couple effects on it to give it that kind of like old school, like that grindy, like this was recorded on a tape recorder type feel. Big of it, a lot of it is the EQ. So I took out all those lows because you don't need the lows for that. You want to leave your lows open for your kicks and your subs and everything. Your low instruments. But you can see how much is compressed that I have to turn it all the way down here. And then it has that sausage fattener. Don't ask me why it's called sausage fattener, but it's a really popular plugin apparently. But that sausage fattener has a little bit of compressor on it. And then the stereoizer is just to separate. You can kind of tell a little bit. But that's with nothing. It just sounds really like clean and like computer perfected. So you give it that separation and everything, and it just kind of gives it that like, oh, this is like, real piano, real instrument. So that's what I like about it. But that was a loop. That's in a B major. So that was the first thing I built the beat off, and I didn't normalize it, so it's whatever. But it's in a 102 BPM, so it's fairly slow. So I just match the tempo with it. I could change it if I wanted to, but I don't. I like the feel of it. You feel, yeah, fair. So then to counter that melody, I just threw this melody on top of it. A guitar, with some effects. So that, and you can see where a bunch of these are like different tempos or velocities, I should say, different levels. And that's just so like you change the velocity and it changes. It doesn't hit that note as hard, so it gives it more of effect and more realistic. And then that's why I have that up there. And that note, I didn't want like that note isn't the root of my sound, so I wanted that's kind of like an accent to drag over and transition back into that loop. So it kind of drags and comes back to that B note, and it's in a B minor, which you're looking at this now. I don't know what I was thinking at the time. A B minor is not that note. The B minor would be that note. No, that's the A minor. A B minor does have that note in it. You just gotta look at your. I have to look at a chord chart again. I don't have one in front of me. But they're online everywhere. And then to add, of course, so I have the highs right there. The piano is the mids. So those two together. That's the intro, of course. Thanks. So that just kind of flows, I'm tripping out right now because my girl went back home to see her family. It's her dad's birthday. And I just got a text. She gave me like a voice recording and it said, I just told my entire family that we're getting married in a year and a half, so you better be ready. Like, I was joking around. This is online. I was joking around, but she just said, "You better be ready." No, 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 no. She doesn't understand. She better be ready because I already asked her for a ring size. But let's get back to it. So that kind of I like that melody. It's slow. It's methodic. And then I added this to kind of those strings, those strings, those strings. Those strings are beautiful. That's that's not only strings. That's a wide open trumpet with a filter on it right here. It's a high pass filter, so it's just passing all the high notes. So we're gonna solo it, and it sounds like that. That's all it is without the filter. Why is there a filter on it? We're gonna we're gonna filter that to 60. I like 60 because it cuts all it eliminates me having to throw an EQ on it. It's probably already EQ, you know what I mean? And then 7 is just I think they're supposed to say cello. It's a typo, but it's from the Big Orchestra Nexus expansion kit. I'm not sure who made that one, but I like it because it has all like real sounds in it. But that has no delay, it just has reverb on it, so it makes it sound really like broad and it has a lot of low end. So like I said, that low end, she's Mexican, that's why. She's gonna get a notification that I'm streaming live and look at it. But I like that. So the combination, that's how they sound together. So you have the lows with those trumpets, and then you have the highs. Or the highs is the trumpets. So it just sounds really natural, really bright. And then we'll let it play everything together from the beginning. That's not everything. Forgot I soloed this. So that one with the snares or something, just a tad bit. Are you talking about when it came back from that breakdown? So probably like around here. No, that one already had the snares. But you're probably talking about right here when the hi-hats came back in. So probably like. So the reason I left it blank like that is because I try to. Oh, and it. I don't know where you're talking about, but I feel you. The reason I leave a lot of like space is so like the artist could add, lyrics and stuff, and the lyrics could be more impactful than the beat. Like it's good to have a foundation, but then that's when, once you get that, to this point, then you can work with your artist. Um, so yeah, I just try to leave room, like the beat isn't what the people are listening to. They listen to the lyrics, but the beat at the same time. I don't know. It works better when you have your artist next to you and you be like, hey, what you think? Or, your artist start writing and then, once your artist writes, it kind of forms into a project after that. Um 35 to 40 or 33 to 45. Oh, I feel you. So that was the breakdown, which is why I took out the snare and I added that. It says clap. I don't think it's a clap. It's the percussion. That percussion right there, which I think that wasn't even percussion. I think it says scared. I think that might have been like a vocal input, but that was the breakdown, and I wanted that to be more impactful lyrically. So that's why all the instruments came out. Besides like the bare minimum, all the hats, all the kicks. Uh, so that's where I wanted to be like a verse at, coming right off this chorus, which is 17 to 33. So that's where it'll be like the chorus, whatever the chorus is that the artist comes up with, and then the breakdown right there, which would be like a super deep, I don't know, impactful verse. And then halfway through that verse, and then go back into, I don't know, like another verse, but that doesn't go right back into the chorus. It's kind of chorus right here, and then it goes impactful verse, and then another verse. So that's what I was saying. Like sometimes, like your entire when you're drawing a beat out, it could change. There's no like set standard, but um, another one that I made. This one was more the. I think this was the interlude. Um, and the female that I'm not gonna say her name, but the female that recorded over this, she is different. But I asked her could I use it, and she's like, "Yeah, sure." And I asked her to re-record it, but she didn't. So I kind of had to chop it up and figure out where I wanted to put everything. But this was more of a like interlude. I wanted to be like the EP, the project that he was working on. He wanted it to be away from trap and like the typical like everyday music that you like turn up to in the club type stuff. He wanted it to be like super deep, like G-Eazy or Logic, like that people never talk about, like something super deep that just makes you like that just tears you apart. So this is what it was, and I wanted to be like a small short or verse in it, and then it goes into that voicemail, but you'll hear it. All real instruments, and then it goes into the voicemail here.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, it's me, and you can call me back if you want. The number should pop up in your missed call log. Bye.
So I thought that'd be crazy, like super deep, like oh she tried to call, but she didn't, or she called and you wouldn't answer, and you say yo. But that's what that was the intent of that interlude, was to kind of like get people's attention, like yo, like this is still rap, but this is hard, not in the sense of like trap hard, like oh these drums are, this 808 is meant to be like hard, as in like yo, like I can relate to this, like this is crazy. So that was the purpose of that one, and the reason it has the phone call like that, uh, being an interlude, it was more gonna end the EP because the song that my buddy came out with, and I'll show you. This is kind of unreleased, and he's probably gonna kill me for showing. It's only us two watching, so that's fine. Uh, but I'll play the song here in the background. I don't have the project file from it, but let me see if it plays. And this was the no callback. It's called no callback. I'm gonna mute myself, so I'll be paying attention to the chat. Tell me what you think.
Roll the credits, fade to black. Yeah, this is the end of our love, and I'm not calling you back. No, said I'm not calling you back. No, no. Roll the credits, fade to black. Yeah, this is the end of our love, and I'm not calling you.
I'm so sorry. Oh, did not run it back.
Roll the credits, fade to black. Yeah, this is the end of our love, and I'm not calling you back. No, said I'm not calling you back. No, no. Roll the credits, fade to black. Yeah, this is the end of our love, and I'm not calling you back. No, said I'm not calling you back. No, no. I've listened to my phone go off about 30 times. You tell me that I piss you off every time. So why the fuck do we even conversate? We both know you gon' put down every word that I say. Damn, no callback for you to call me out on when I fall back like a trust fall. Was saving money like a trust fund for us all. Family over everything, but you couldn't see. Now you don't answer. Roll the credits, fade to black.
to the microphone. Cause every word that I say to you, you like to put them down. What's the point of even trying to conversate? Get the fuck up out my face. Yeah, I miss the days back when I called you babe. Yeah, and now I gotta let you go. Yeah, I gotta
Roll the credits, fade to black. Yeah, this is the end of our love, and I'm not calling you back. No, said I'm not calling you back. No, no. Roll the credits, fade to black. Yeah, this is the end of our love, and I'm not calling you back. No, said I'm not calling you back. No, no.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Yo, Mar, call me on Snap. I'm gonna get off here. Um, then we'll finish talking about it.